Hello, Facebook friends. Good afternoon. Happy Thursday. I decided to go live on my personal page today instead of inside my membership group. Hey, Julie's here! Because I felt led to. I was, prepping for it, and I'm like, oh, I feel like I should do this on my personal page. Like, should I? Yes. All right, I'll do it. So, couple disclaimers. I'm always a teensy bit more nervous when I'm on my personal page than when I'm in my safe little group. But I'm going to work past that. Disclaimer number 2, Snow here. She's right here. She hates when I go live. She whines, she barks at me. She does not like it. And so she was out. And I thought, oh, perfect. She's outside. She's not going to disturb me. And then she wanted to come in. I was like, okay, but you better be quiet. So I might have to let her out at some point if she's being too disruptive. Yesterday, towards the end, she was like getting really loud. And I'm like, oh, I'm almost done. So anyway, that's my disclaimer. One second. Just scarfed some lunch. I was like, I don't think I have enough time. And I'm like, but I'm really hungry. So I just ate some leftovers real quick. I'm Julia. I'm so glad you're here. Okay. So for those of you that don't know what's going on, in my membership group, Fired Up, we have been doing a workshop called Kicking Perfectionism's Butt. Okay. Now this is an area of passion for me because perfectionism feeds into every area of your life and it shreds you up. It doesn't make anything better. And I know that if you haven't watched 1 and 2, you might be like, what are you talking about? So I have to give you a little bit of info on what perfectionism is. But basically, the best way that I have learned, my favorite definition about it is that it is the fear, or like you do your behaviors based off of fear, right? You are striving for perfection. You're striving to be the best person you can be. But the motive behind it, and hopefully when I say it, you might go, oh, wow, yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense, is because you're afraid of, like, if I'm not good enough, if I don't perform well enough, if I'm not perfect enough, etc., then I'm going to be shamed. I'm going to be judged. And we try to protect ourselves from pain, which is a normal thing to do. But by putting these negative, destructive habits in place to try to protect us, we actually end up destructing ourselves even more and making ourselves more open to criticism and more open to the pain and shame and judgment of others. That's actually what it does. It wears you out. Yes, exactly. It wears you out, and you don't, it's a monster. You don't even realize it. I didn't realize it. I didn't know that I was doing that. And I remember the moment that I was like, this isn't working, was you're trying to please everybody. You're trying to appease everyone because you want them to be okay with you. You want them to love you. You want them to respect you. You want them to, hi Sherry, you want them to value you, right? And so you do these things to please them, and you behave in ways that you think they will like. Okay, so perfectionism is other. Hey, Lori. Perfectionism is other based instead of from the inside. So it's not like striving to be your best for yourself. It's striving to be your best because you're afraid if you don't, that you're going to be attacked, that you're going to be shamed, that people are going to be mad at you, people are going to be displeased with you. And I will admit right now, I feel like I'm doing a really, really poor job of explaining what it is. So I will move into the more of the examples. But if you ever, okay, so here's what you need to know. If you are constantly feeling, like if you feel this more than you don't, where you're going through your day and you're just like, oh, I messed up. Oh, it's never enough. It's never enough. I never do it good enough. I never do it well. Like someone's always better than me. None of this even matters. Yeah, like if those are more of like what your thoughts sound like your self-talk, like if you're more prone to beating yourself up for mistakes, if you are prone to pleasing people, trying to make them happy, and everybody's different, so they all have different needs. And when you're trying to be everybody's need, like when you're trying to fit everybody's need, oh my gosh, you will do, you will reach what I did, where you just come to the end of yourself and you're just like, I can't do this anymore. No one's ever happy. And so I used to be really frustrated about that. And that was when thank you, Julie. That was when I realized, oh my gosh, now I get it. Now I get why God says, seek me first and the rest will be added unto you. Like, now I get that. Like, my core focus, my desire in everyday life is to please God. And He's one. And He gives me His word, so I know what He likes, right? And I call on His Holy Spirit to fill me up and be able to carry out these desires, these things that serve me and the world, right? And so when you focus it down to just, okay, audience of one, right? Have you ever heard of that? Audience of one. You're going to find so much relief just right there, okay? But recognizing this and just knowing it is just the very beginning of the battle, right? Thanks, Lori. So that's the beginning. So like I can tell you this and you can go, wow, cool. That's really helpful. And yeah, I don't want to seek to please everyone and try to make them happy instead of myself, because it's just destroying me, right? So like there's that, but then how do you go about it? Right? So that's what day 2 is about. That was day 2 is what we're starting to talk about. How do you actually implement this into your life? And so I said yesterday that the first part is casting out the fear and speaking truth. And that is the process of changing your beliefs. Okay, you guys? Because your beliefs are thoughts that you have thought over and over and over and over. And now they are belief. And now you live your life based on that belief, okay? So if you tell yourself over and over and over and over again, it's never enough, it's never enough, it's never enough, I always fail, no matter how hard I try, then that is how you live your life. And you're going to be exhausted because that desire to be the best, to be your best self, will still be there. It doesn't go away. Right? So you're torturing yourself the entire time that you're alive. You're just in torture mode, right? So then because you have this belief that it's never enough, it's never enough, it's never enough. Then when, let's say you put a goal in place, right? And you strive and you kick butt, because perfectionists work really hard. They get stuff done, okay? I know. All right? They get stuff done. They meet their goals. But guess what? They don't have satisfaction when they meet their goals. Because they have a belief core belief, it's never enough. And so they finally meet this goal and they're like, whoa, I made it. And then it's like, oh, it's never enough. Now what? Now what I got to do? Now I got to do this, right? And so there's never that peace. There's never that joy that gets to stay around, okay? And so if any little part of this resonates with you, I would say try and stick around, because I'm going to give you some really, really helpful stuff today. And I admit, I truly, I feel like I should have brought my Brene book out again, and I should have read my definition of perfectionism, because it's amazing. I should have done that, but I was like, no, I already did it yesterday. I don't need to do it again, But I should have. So that's my mistake. But I'm going to show myself grace. I'm going to forgive myself, and I'm going to move on, right? So that is something that I've practiced right there, what I just did. I made a mistake. I thought about it, and I was like, nah. And instead of beating myself up, when I get off and going, oh my gosh, that was a complete failure. Oh, why? You never do anything right. Blah, blah, blah. Instead of that, I can go, well, that's okay. You're allowed to make mistakes. You still did this, and this well, and move on forward. What's next, right? So that is coming from a place of love, and it is way more productive, because the more I love myself, the more love I can pour out onto others. The more love I receive, the more I can pour out. But if I'm blocking that love, if I'm blocking that acceptance, if I'm blocking that worthiness that is mine, okay, then I will never experience long-term joy. And many times it comes from emotional attacks by people we care about. It's important. Yes. Okay. So that's another thing. So it might be things that you're telling yourself over and over again, but the comments and the beliefs of others can become yours if you let them in, if you receive them and you go, oh, you've heard it so many times that you start to believe it, right? That's a huge thing that you pointed out. And I'm glad you reminded my mind to speak that, because that was part I wanted to say too, is that the things we hear on the outside, if we let them in and take them as truth, they are our truth, and we will live based off of lies, okay? And so that was what yesterday was about, was, okay, hey, you know what? I've had this thought my whole life, for most of my life. So it's probably going to pop up from time to time, but I don't have to receive it. I can think it and go, oh no, I'm sorry. You don't serve me anymore. Wrong person. Okay. Oops, wrong person. I don't believe that anymore. And you cast it out, and then you speak truth over it. Right. So some of my affirmations that I can tell you off the top of my head are, if I'm feeling like, oh gosh, it's never, because I actually even had that today. I did. I had it today, but guess what? It lasted for less than 5 minutes as opposed to 5 weeks. Okay? And even 5 months or 5 years. Because I recognize, oh, no, that is not a thought that serves me. And so I'm going to say, bye-bye, no thank you. Actually, I am a bold and beautiful child of God, right? I am healthy in body and mind. My life overflows in abundance. I'm living the life God planned for me. I expand in abundance, success, and love every day as I inspire those around me to do the same, right? I arrive on time. Everything works out for my benefit because I follow God's plan. I am successful. I am strong. I am smart. I live in truth, right? And so today, that's pretty much the quickest recap I can give you. If you want day 1 and day 2, drop your email below and I'll email it to you, because I already have it on YouTube, okay? So if you want it, day 1 and 2, where you're going to get a better definition, and all of the more detailed examples on casting out the lies or casting out the false limiting beliefs, casting out the fear, and speaking the truth of yourself and receiving the truth, then watch day 1 and day 2. So day 3, got to bring me something new here. Day 3, I wrote, perfectionism and fear are besties. Okay, so what I am talking about today is the power that, okay, so perfectionism is fueled by fear. Perfectionism is living in fear-based thinking, okay? Because everything that you do out of the motive of fear, okay? So what's the antidote to that, right? Well, you got to transform that fear to love. Every time you choose love, you win, okay? And so, let's see, I wrote a little bit of notes so I wouldn't forget what I was going to say. Choosing love over fear. Okay, so I'm going to read you, and you guys might have seen me post this before. I have this taped up on my mirror. See the piece of tape? And I took it down just so I could read it to you guys again. Okay, this is a prayer that I put on my mirror so I could see it every single day. And I say, Dear Holy Spirit, I'm committed to transforming my fear to love, because fear does not serve me, you guys. Love serves me. Love serves the world. Fear does not. Fear is a liar. Okay, I will let my intuition guide me. I welcome all spiritual assignments. See, now I'm interrupting my prayer here because I said I will let my intuition guide me. That's what I did today by going live on this platform instead of in a private group. That was the post I did today on depression. That was letting my intuition guide me. That was letting the Holy Spirit work through me. And I said, okay, no to fear. I'm not going to be afraid of what people, whoa, that's weird. I'm not going to be afraid of that. I know this message needs to be out there, and I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to feel the fear, do it anyway. Fear doesn't control me. I choose love, right? So I welcome all spiritual assignments that may come, and I am ready, willing, and able to smother my fear with the light of love. I choose to see love instead of fear. So in any moment, you can choose again. So this is where it comes in. As a perfectionist, when we choose fear and we're doing this work and we realize, I just chose fear. I did that out of fear, right? Or I snapped at that person out of fear because I felt attacked. I was being defensive. That's fear. All of that is fear, right? So the perfectionist would continue to beat themselves up. I can't believe you chose fear. You know better than that. Oh my gosh, you're a lost case. You're never going to make it. Okay? That's what the perfectionist says to themselves. And that is what myself wants to do, because I lived as a perfectionist for 30-something years, okay? It's only been the past 4 years that I've been breaking that cycle of perfectionism. But I've come such a long way, but it takes practice. I did want to throw this in here. Wait, let's see. Let me not lose my thing. Okay, so instead, let's say, I chose fear, right? And I responded out of fear. I was feeling attacked, and I tried to defend myself, and I was mean, and I was, made a judgment, right? So then the next thing I do is, you know what? You just chose fear. I forgive you. Let's choose love instead. And so I will redo that whole thing in my head. And if I need to apologize to someone, I say, you know what? I'm so sorry that I responded that way. And I admit, I'm completely vulnerable. And I said, you know what? I was feeling threatened by what you said. And I realized that you may not have even meant it that way. And that was on me. And so, I am apologizing. I have forgiven myself. I hope you can forgive me too. And, but if not, you have forgiven, you are forgiven at that moment, and you can move forward. Okay. Because I know that when I ask to be forgiven, God forgives me that second and forever. Right. So then I need to, the part that a lot of people are missing is forgiving themselves. They are holding themselves, captive, right? Like they're trying to, even if they don't realize it, they're punishing themselves over and over and over again for a mistake they made, right? So that's the next step is, yes, you will choose fear through the rest of your life. You will have moments where you choose fear. You fall into fear mode. You were weak, maybe you were really tired and you chose fear out of, default, right? But you can choose again. You can choose again. And choosing love. Okay, so here, this is what I wrote. Fear is a liar, right? And I always like to share this acronym that is amazing. And when I heard it, I was like, that just changed my life right now. I heard it from Tiffany Peterson. But think of fear as an acronym. False, evidence, appearing, real. Fear is meant to get us off our track. Okay? So God gives us this plan for our life, this beautiful, perfect plan where we are loved and we are loving others. We're loving God and we're loving others. Okay? So that's what he has for us. But fear likes to take us off of that. Okay? And the number one tool of the enemy is fear. Okay? When we are functioning out of fear, we let the enemy win. Okay? So, love is truth. Love is light. Love is truth. And if you are familiar with the Bible, you know it says that God is love. In the book of John, it talks about the light, all like for many chapters. I have hair. There we go. Attached to an eyelash. And so when I look at that way and I go, okay, so fear is the number one tool of the enemy. It's designed to get me off track. It's designed to destroy my life. It's designed to keep me from God's plan. I don't want any part of it. I choose no. No, I don't want that. I choose love because love is truth. God is love. God is light. Truth, love, light, they're all together. And that's where I choose to function from, because when I choose to function from love, I'm in alignment with the Holy Spirit. I am filled up and I can pour out on others. And others are served. And I don't have to worry about, well, I have to serve so-and-so over here. And I don't want this person to be upset with me. You know, I have a responsibility. And blah, blah. No, I don't do that anymore. Say no. Say no. If you do not feel the conviction of the Holy Spirit to do something that someone asks you to do, say, oh, you know, actually, that I'm not feeling led to that right now. Thank you, though. Thanks for the opportunity. And if it is something you're in alignment with, then say yes, even if you're scared. Like, yeah, actually, I am. Yeah, that sounds good. I'll be there. I'll do it, right? And the more, this is the part I really wanted to hit on too. The more you practice this, the easier it gets. So many times people get the answer. People, God reveals the solution, right? And we might get excited and we practice it for a day or two or maybe a couple weeks. And then we realize, this is kind of hard. But here's the thing. It's not hard. It's unfamiliar. And the reason why, okay, so our mind loves the familiar. And if we have practiced fear and doubt and negative self-talk and all of those things, if we have practiced, like perfectionism is all of this and more. If we have practiced those for the majority of our life, that is what our mind finds comfortable. So it's not that you can't do it. It's not that you can't rise above. Hey, Joan. It's not that. Hi, Pat. Hi, Larry. It's not that you can't do it. It's that you haven't practiced it enough. So think about your life. Think about the things that you do well. How long did it take you to be good at them? You had to practice them. I use this with my students. Sports and everything, right? You gotta practice. Your muscles will not gain muscle memory if you don't practice. These muscles are just important, right? So it's a matter of practice and commitment. It's a matter of every day saying, no, I choose love. I'm choosing love over fear because love is from God and love serves me and love serves the world. It's a matter of choosing that. And if that is your heart's desire to choose love, then you will have the incentive to practice it every day. So I'm going to wrap up here. I've given you some solutions, some things that you can put into practice. And again, if you want day 1 and day 2, which have a lot of awesome information, let me know. Like, drop your email and I'll email it to you because I already have it ready to go. But I need to email it to you, okay? So I've given you some solutions and you can totally try and apply them on your own. For the most part, I did for a while. For a long while, I was like, I can do this. I'm going to do it on my own because I'm a perfectionist, right? I'm like, no, I got to prove myself, right? And then I finally was like, I need some help. And I hired a coach. And it was amazing. And she's still my coach. We don't have as many sessions anymore, but she's still there. I still like pay a fee and can ask for help as soon as I need it, right? And so that is something that I can offer you as well. If you want some like real one-on-one, hands-on, okay, here's my life. This is what I don't like. This is what I want it to be. How do I get there? Okay? You can work with me and I will give you customized plan of action for your life, okay? We're going to use these principles. And Julie, she's on here. She works with me. She can tell you how it helps and what type of, like how I do it, okay? But if you want to try it out one time, you want like a complimentary discovery call, you can do that as well. Send me a message, let me know, and I'll send you my scheduling link. Okay, so you can work with me and get a customized plan of action so you can free yourself from fear and perfectionism, okay? And you can live free as God intended, like free, like the truth has set you free, you know that, okay? So God intended. You can also join me tomorrow. It's the last day, and we're going to be putting this all together. So I would love to have, again, some live people where we can use some of your examples and work them out live. So you can see how the flow goes. Aha, thanks, Julie. So, you know, because the principles apply, okay? We want to choose fear over love. Fear and perfectionism are best friends, right? Perfectionism is fueled by fear. So if you're constantly feeling like, oh my gosh, no matter how hard I try, I'm always spinning my wheels. I'm never really fulfilled. I'm never really satisfied. And you do a lot of beating yourself up, then you are a perfectionist. And I think one of the reasons why I wanted to go live on my personal page today is because I know that perfectionism is much more widespread than anyone would believe. I believe that the majority of people are, at least in the United States of America, are perfectionists in some degree, okay? Because of the way our society is, because of the way the media talks to us, we're always feeling like we need more. We're always feeling like, oh, but if I'm going to be someone, I need that. Or, you know, like that, we're programmed that way. And so we need to reprogram our brains. We need to reprogram our minds. And that is what I do. That is the core of what I do as a life coach. I help you repattern your mind and put those new patterns into practice so that your life can actually feel good and different and better and purposeful, and you know, you just feel like, oh my gosh, like this is living, wow, cool, you know, like I didn't even know. So anyway, that's where I'll leave you today. I will go ahead and leave links in the comments. One is, one will be my testimonies page, okay? So you can kind of read some of other people's stories, so it's not just me. And I will also post just my website so you can check out what type of programs I have and the the possibilities that you have available to you. So thank you guys so much. Yes, take out the trash and walk tall. Yeah, that's right. Totally. I love it. Thanks, Lori. I love that. That was awesome. Exactly. Today I was talking with some friends and I was like, oh yeah, they're trying to get me today. And I was like, boom, punch you in the face. Get out of my life. I was like being all animated about it, but that reminded me of it. I was like, no, I'm walking in my truth, right? And so it was just really funny. So I'm all fired up. Hey, that's the name of my membership group. Fired up. So anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. As always, I hope it served you, but it seems like, that it was encouraging at least. And yeah, I hope to see you around, and I will be back tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.